Hey James, I'm going to go over that bias adjustment on the 3300. Make sure the bias switch is in the high position. In this case, it's in the up position. And we're going to be adjusting that variable capacitor VC1 and VC, I think it's 3. But anyway, it's the top one and the middle one for the high position. Right now I'm recording a signal that's coming from the oscillator. And that oscillator is kicking out a 70 kilohertz. Let's say 7,000 hertz tone. But yeah, 70 times 1, that's 7 kilohertz tone at should be minus 8 dB. Okay, this 0 reference is minus 10, so that's 2 dB north of that, so that's negative 8 dB signal coming into the recorder. This is the output of the recorder, and it's putting out about negative 17 dBs. But none of that matters because we can adjust that up or down with the output control or the volume control from the reel to reel. This is the output of the tape after it's recorded that 7 kilohertz signal. And it doesn't matter where this thing is, but we want to make it somewhere we can get a good reading on the scope, or, on the meter. So let's leave it at negative 16. And then to start with, we're going to turn this variable capacitor counterclockwise, and we'll monitor this meter. You can look on the meters on the VU meter, but I think a meter connected to the output is going to be a little more accurate. So I'm going to start turning it counterclockwise. Get screwdriver in there. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, here we go. So I'm going counterclockwise. You can see it might go up a little bit at first, but it should start to go down. Okay, so it's decreasing. You don't have to turn it all the way out. Just get it away from this hinge point, and then slowly start turning it clockwise again until you find that hinge point. Okay, it's going up. It's going up. Still increasing. Still increasing. Still up. It's about a negative 15. Okay, so it looks like the hinge point is right at negative 15 dB. So to get a better reading, I'm going to increase the output. Again, that doesn't have any effect on the bias, but I'm just going to raise it up to where it's around 0 dB, or it reads 0 dB at the, or that's actually negative 10 dB. But I'm only raising it so I can get a better view of the output signal. And on this machine, it calls for us to overbias this this signal to 0.5 dB. So I'm going to continue rotating it clockwise until it drops down about a half a dB. And depending on the tape you're using, if it's new tape, man, I would at least double that to maybe 1 dB over. This one's an older used tape, and it's old and steady, about half dB. And so that's really all there is to it. Okay, then that was the left channel. I'm going to do the same thing on the right channel, which will be this guy here. Okay, so, and to do that, on this unit, I'm going to change the plugs from the left to the right. My output signal is going to both channels, but the input into the meter is only doing one channel at a time. Okay, and this is the oscillator. The oscillator's output is still negative 8 dB at 7 kilohertz. Okay, and I had moved the output of the machine, of the TEAC, to bring it up that far. So let me bring this back down. I'm just putting the output back to where it should be on the 3300, and we're going to begin here, and we're going to do the same procedure. We're going to turn that. We're going to turn this this variable capacitor counterclockwise to start, to get it away from the hinge point. Okay, and then we're going to slowly begin turning it clockwise to find the hinge point again. And it looks like it's around -14. Okay, so I'm going to increase the output again, so I can get a more accurate reading, and anywhere in there. So I'm going to continue turning clockwise until I make sure I'm at the hinge point. Okay, looks like I am. Going back. I'm going counterclockwise now. Okay, then back to clockwise. So the hinge point is right there at the 0 dB mark, which is actually -10 dB. But I'm going to continue to turn the variable capacitor clockwise until it reaches 1/2 dB, 0.5 dB. And you're going to see a little variation. This is because of the tape. But yeah, and once you've done that, you're done with the bias adjustment. And you'll do the same thing on the normal setting when you're using like a Scotch 150 tape. But I'll be giving you a call in a little bit, James, just to go over this with you as you're doing yours. Or if you have any more questions before then, just give me a call. Take care, James.